For the national anthem, please.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
After that invigorating anthem, I think it's time, as in India, we begin every auspicious ceremony with the lighting of the lamp. While the lamp is being arranged for, today's program can be accessed by scanning the cover of the October 25 edition of Forum Views. There's a QR code. If you scan the QR code therein, you will be able to see the entire program. So while we are arranging for the lamp, and it's here, let us, Anup ji, if you could escort the dignitaries on the dais for the lamp lighting ceremony. Please give an enthusiastic round of applause. We pray for the betterment of the capital markets and BBF. Good morning, everybody. Namaste. I am Alok Churiwala, former Vice Chairman, BSE Brokers Forum. We meet here today to reimagine India's financial future, one that encompasses policy, innovation, and global alignment. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. It was the age of epoch belief. It was the age of incredulity. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair. These words were uttered by Charles Dickens in A Tale of Two Cities. Now, I am no Charles Dickens, but if he were here, he'd probably say, our market is a tale of two portfolios. One where you diversify wisely, and another where you bet it all on a hot stock tip from your cousin on the WhatsApp group. Let's just say today's Confluence is about choosing wisdom over WhatsApp. It is my immense pleasure to welcome you to the Capital Market Confluence 2025, hosted under the esteemed aegis of the BSE Brokers Forum. Our theme, Reimagining India's Financial Future, Policy, Innovation, and Global Alignment, is a call to shape a future that is as dynamic as our markets and as resilient as our investors. India's capital markets are a powerhouse, fueling innovation, empowering businesses, creating wealth. Investors, the lifeblood of our ecosystem, are driving this momentum. With record demat openings and booming SIP contributions, thank God, otherwise, what with the FII selling? Indian investors are showing unshakable confidence, even in the face of global volatility. आजकल तो वैसे सबकी चांदी ही चांदी हो रही है और लोग सोने को भी याद कर रहे हैं. Not the sleeping sona, the asli sona. To navigate this era of opportunity and challenge, we must embrace transformative policies, harness innovation like AI and blockchain, and align with global standards to attract international capital. Financial literacy, investor protection, and sustainable investing will be our guiding lights as we build a more inclusive and resilient ecosystem. But let us keep it real. Reimagining India's financial future isn't just about fancy tech or global handshakes. It is also about convincing your uncle that buy low and sell high isn't a suggestion to trade stocks only during a power cut. Over the next few hours, the Confluence will spark dynamic discussions and collaborative initiatives. We explore how policy can unlock opportunities, how innovation can democratize wealth, and how global alignment can position India as a financial leader. On behalf of BSE Brokers Forum, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all our distinguished guest speakers and participants. Let us redefine the horizons of India's financial future together, minus the WhatsApp stock tips. With this, I have the great pleasure of introducing our current chairman, Shri Anup Gupta. Anup is a seasoned financial service professional and currently serves as the chairman of BSE Brokers Forum and a director of Sykes and Ray's Equity. With a distinguished career spanning over 4 decades, he brings deep expertise in business relationships, management, corporate finance, and due diligence. He holds a bachelor's degree in commerce from HR College, which is incidentally even my college, and a PGD in Securities Law from Government Law College, a PGD in Management from Peter Drucker Institute of Management, USA. He's a regular mediator who continues to practice, regular meditator who continues to practice Vipassana for the past 25 years and loves his morning walks. With this, over to you, Anup.
Ram Ram, Jai Shri Krishna. Good morning, Sat Sri Akal, Kem Cho. जो दिल से बीबीएफ को प्यार करते हैं वो ऐसे लोग कम हैं और जो लोग ऐसे हैं वो आज सुबह इस महफिल में मौजूद हैं. तो आप सब के लिए एक बार जोरदार तालियां. आलोक ने ओपनिंग करी है तो मेरे को थोड़ा सा फॉर्मल सा फीलिंग आई. मैं बोला यार ये दिवाली का डिनर है, दिवाली की पार्टी है, कैपिटल मार्केट कॉन्फ्लुएंस है, इस पार्ट एक्सटेंडेड दिवाली डिनर. तो ये माहौल थोड़ा सा लाइट रहना चाहिए, हंसते खेलते रहना है. तो एक थोड़ा सा बैकग्राउंड देता हूँ. हम लोग ब्रोकिंग कम्युनिटी कहाँ से स्टार्ट करी हमने एज बीबीएफ भी. वी स्टार्टेड ऑफ एज प्रोप्राइटरी ब्रोकर्स, जहाँ पे हर एक ब्रोकर एक दूसरे को अपना कॉम्पिटिटर समझता था. जो एमआईएज और सेबी हमारे को सस्पिशन से देखते थे. बट एज टाइम वेंट बाय इन द पास्ट 30 years यू कैन से, वी रियलाइज दैट ये तो एक ओशन है, दरिया है. यहाँ पे कंपटीशन नाम की कोई चीज़ें नहीं है. जिसको जितनी ताकत है उतना काम कर लो. आपके अंदर क्षमता होनी चाहिए, आपके अंदर ताकत होनी चाहिए और आप जितना चाहो उतना काम कर लो. मजे की बात यह हुई कि इन 30 सालों के अंदर जो रेगुलेटर्स थे और जो एमआईएस थे वो भी समझ गए कि अब ये ब्रोकिंग कम्युनिटी के अंदर इतना ज़्यादा रेगुलेट करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है और हम एक टेबल पे आ गए और हम एक दोस्त बन गए. जो इस कैपिटल मार्केट के भलाई के लिए, टू ग्रो द कैपिटल मार्केट्स, वी स्टार्टेड वर्किंग टुगेदर एंड वी बिकेम फ्रेंड्स. एंड टुडे I proudly I can say that we all have one common agenda, and that is the growth of capital markets. So we have become a family. So my dear brothers and sisters, welcome to this confluence of capital market. And it's an honor and privilege to hold this edition 1 of this capital markets confluence. एक ये शुरुआत करी है हमने कि जो बीबीएफ का जो डिनर था उसको हम एक्सटेंड करें, ना कि सिर्फ खाली सेलिब्रेशन करें और मीट एंड ग्रीट करें, बल्कि थोड़ा ज्ञान भी बांटें आपस में, थोड़ी अपने दुख दर्द भी और जाहिर करें, थोड़े किसी से अपॉर्चुनिटीज हम सीखें, कुछ नया क्या हो रहा है वो जानें, क्या एआई कर रहा है, क्या एचएफटी में हो रहा है, क्या एल्गो में हो रहा है, क्या ऑनलाइन ब्रोकिंग हाउसेस कर रहे हैं। एक दूसरे से हम नज़दीक आएँ और इस कार्यक्रम इस पूरी इंडस्ट्री को एक नई दिशा में ले जाएं। मजे की बात यह भी है कि ये आज का हमारा कार्यक्रम वर्ल्ड इन्वेस्टर वीक के साथ कोइंसाइड कर रहा है। एंड आई एम हैप्पी टू इन्फॉर्म दैट फ्रॉम द लास्ट 5 years BBF has been doing some excellent online seminars with the World Investor Week together with SEBI under the SEBI's guidance, and have done, I think so, benefited more than thousands of people in this online seminars where we've made people aware of the capital markets and the financial markets of this country. A sincere gratitude to our SEBI, who has been guiding us throughout like a father. Really thankful to SEBI for giving us the Diwali gift of the complete restructure of the penalties. A round of applause. हमारे सामने हमारे WTM कमलेश जी बैठे हैं, उनको तहे दिल से हम शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं for giving us this lovely Diwali gift, and I'm sure we'll cherish this for years to come. कहीं कहीं जगह पे हमारी अभी भी कुछ वेदनाएं हैं, पर उसको भी आने वाले समय में हम समझते हैं कि सेबी इसको पूरा कर देगा। तो हमारे पास तो डबल धमाका हुआ। पहले हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी ने, श्री मोदी जी ने, और हमारे वित्त मंत्री श्रीमती निर्मला सीतारामन ने नवरात्रि की शुरुआत में ही एक जीएसटी का दिवाली गिफ्ट दिया हमें, और आज सेबी ने हमारे को ये पेनल्टी का गिफ्ट दिया। तो वी लुक फॉरवर्ड फॉर अ ग्रेट growth of the capital markets and of the economy of our country. Really thankful to all the MIS, and I'm grateful to Vijay ji for coming today in the morning. He had a busy schedule in the evening, so he said, Anup, क्या मैं, he was in fact reluctant to come. बोला कि मेरा तो शाम का slot है, so I can't come today. So मैं बोला सर शाम को है, सुबह आइए यार, अपना ही महफिल है, अपना ही कार्यक्रम है, आप जिस समय आ सकेंगे. And so he was very kind to adjust his time and come in the morning. Of course, and Kamlesh ji today has to go to Madurai at 1:40, उनकी flight है. फिर भी उन्होंने समय निकाल के इस कार्यक्रम में आने का हमारे को एक समय निकाला, उसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. In fact, I'm thankful to all the MIS who agreed to be part of this confluence. They'll be here in the afternoon sessions and sharing their thoughts and views on the growth of this capital markets. Grateful to all the AMCs who have brought the capital markets to the smallest of investors in this country and participate for long-term investments. एक आज 500 रुपए की भी आप SIP शुरू कर सकते हो, and this is a great milestone which we have achieved in this country, which is what, less than $4, $5 का हम एक $5-6 का हम एक SIP कर सकते हैं. I'm thankful to all the portfolio managers and the AIFs who are catering to the needs of the HNIs and the FIIs and the FPIs, and that brings in capital from across the world, and this is like the boundaries, the global boundaries have opened up for participating into India. As you will see, this confluence is not just a mere gathering. It's a platform of purpose. A purpose where we want to not only, as I said, just meet and greet, but to share ideas, to share thought processes. We've not kept the entire day very tight with a lot of speakers, and there is gap between every session, so that each one of us can share our thoughts, our ideas, know each other, know what the other person is doing, know what we are doing, and gather knowledge at the end of the day so that we can grow our businesses. The World Investor Week is a great time where a lot of knowledge is shared for the benefit of participants who have not participated in for the participants and for the people who have not participated in the capital markets. Knowledge is shared. There is information shared of how you can participate, what are the opportunities. We bring them awareness of some of the challenging factors of cybercrime, cyber fraud, and how they can avoid such nuances and be more careful and aware in the times to come. And I'm happy to mention that SEBI is, and in the theme of this year's SEBI in the World Investor Week was how to avoid cybercrime and cyber fraud. So thank you, SEBI, for bringing this topic and taking it throughout the week. Really appreciate this initiative from SEBI. Over the time, we will see that from broking, we have grown to become almost like IT companies. There is a digital explosion across the industry. What used to be an outcry system in Join the Ring and the Vanda system and the Kapli system, today everything is in fact, the revolution of India which has happened is because of the capital markets which went digital in _94 because of the NSE and then BSE and all the other MIs which followed after that. So we can clap ourselves for bringing in this digital revolution in this entire country and the world, for being one of the first in going totally digital in our capital markets. As the capital markets have grown, we at BBF have had some achievements which I would like to share. BBF holds membership of some international forums like ASF, the Asian Securities Forum, the International Council of Securities Association, ICSA, and the International Capital Markets Association, ICMA. This global presence enables us to engage in financial market bodies across diverse jurisdiction, fostering meaningful connections and valuable insights. On the national front, BBF is a proud member of leading industry bodies such as AIAI, ASSOCHAM, CII, FICCI, and IMC. Recently, our BBF team represented India at the ASF AGM held in Mongolia. And every participant went home with a message, invest in India. Believe me, this was the slogan when everybody was leaving that on the last day, that invest in India, invest in India. And this message was drilled in each and every participant. We are happy to announce that in March 26, BBF is also hosting the ICSA AGM at Delhi. So the details of which will be shared with all of you, and request as many of you can participate in this event. One of the most important things which has happened with BBF is the starting of the ISF. Amongst the 7 ISFs which were started by the last chairman of SEBI, Mrs. Madhvi Puri Bhuj, The ISF of the brokers is one of the most active ISF, where more than 200 issues have either been resolved or are in the pipeline to get resolved. Truly thankful to our very dear Sherpa, Uttam, for leading from the front for this revolutionary changes which have come in our industry. And I also would like to thank some people who have worked tirelessly for this ISF. I have to name some people like our Virendra Mansukhani Viru, Manish Sabu, Nirav Gandhi, Lalit, Kishore, and Ashish, and many, many, many more who have worked tirelessly so that the dialogue between the MIIs and the regulated entities is constructive, meaningful, and with one agenda, growth of capital markets. Whenever our documents, whenever our presentations have gone to SEBI, I can tell you 9 out of 10 proposals made by us to SEBI, SEBI has accepted them and have accepted the changes which have helped in the ease of doing business. Going ahead, we are part of SEBI's vision to grow the capital markets, to take care of the investors, and to remove the boundaries between all the countries so that this capital market grows beyond our imagination. At the same time, we have to be responsible in all what we do. We have to be compliant. We have to ensure that the integrity of this market is always kept high. Last but not the least, I would say that it has been a wonderful journey as chairman of BBF. उत्तम ने जबरदस्ती मेरे गले में ये माला डाली थी. उस टाइम पे तो बड़ी गाली दी थी, आज भी देता हूँ, because this mala comes with a lot of responsibility. And we are all trying to take BBF to a new platform and work in the interest of the capital markets. Let me end by a beautiful saying by Shri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Through selfless work, love of God grows in the heart. And then, through His grace, one realizes Him in course of time. So friends, at BBF, we work tirelessly for the growth of capital markets, and I'm really thankful for all the support we get from each of our members of BBF. एंड में यही कहूँगा कि BBF आपकी अपनी है, आया जाया करिए, हो जाए कोई भूल तो भूल समझ के भुला देना, पर भुलाना केवल भूल को, हमें ना भुला देना. Thank you friends. Have a lovely, lovely day, and we'll enjoy our Diwali get together after late in the evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anup, for those very warm, inspiring, and words that come straight from the heart. It's now time for me to invite Mr. Kamlesh Chandra Varshney ji, whole-time member, Securities and Exchange Board of India. But before I invite him on the dais, I have the pleasant task of introducing him. Very quickly, Mr. Kamlesh Chandra Varshney took charge as WTM SEBI in Mumbai on 20th September 23. Prior to this assignment, he was Joint Secretary, Tax Policy and Legislation in Department of Revenue. Mr. Varshney is MBA from IIM Lucknow and also a law graduate. He is a 1990 IRS officer who has worked in various capacities in Income Tax Department and Finance Ministry. Mr. Varshney is a recipient of the Finance Minister Award for his contribution to Indian tax policy and Vivad Se Vishwas scheme. He is a sports enthusiast and loves teaching. Mr. Varshney is handling various departments like Market Intermediaries Regulation and Supervision Department, Integrated Surveillance Department, Corporate Finance Department, and many others. With this, I hand over the floor to you. Mr. Varshney has other commitments for which he has to leave, so hence we are rushing through the schedule. Over to you, Mr. Varshney.
Thank you, Alok ji. Really grateful to BBF for inviting me and adjusting your schedule for me. जैसे बताया इन्होंने कि अभी कहीं जाना है मुझे, तो जब BBF प्रोग्राम के लिए बुलाया गया तो मैंने कहा कि बॉस ये तो बड़ा मुश्किल होगा, इट विल बी वेरी डिफ़िकल्ट फॉर मी टू कम हेयर बिकॉज I have to catch a flight and I'm not going alone. I'm going with my wife, so I can't take liberty of catching the flight right at the gate, right? So, and yesterday was Karwa Chauth, so at least I have to be a bit more careful husband today, right? So, and thankful to all of you who adjusted the program to suit my need to start early. And to see so many faces early in the morning is really, really thankful to all of you. So this is like, a very good concept. You started with Diwali dinner, but then you decided that it should not only be dinner, it should be some kind of a discussion where we enrich ourselves, we prepare ourselves for the future. It's fantastic idea, and I walk through the items that you will be discussing, and I'm sure that will be very useful for the all brokers community, how they reorient themselves in the changing time. The only problem is that I am attending in the morning and not in the evening, so I would be missing that fun part of the evening. So please do keep in my mind, you were talking about Diwali gift from SEBI side. So a dinner is due from your side to me. And please don't tell me that when I retire, you will give me farewell party. So talking about this program, Capital Market Confluence, Reimagining India Financial Future Policy, Innovation and Global Alignment. Allow me to change the last word. It should not be global alignment, it should be global trend setter. Because we have done so, we have done so and proudly. Just 2 days back, I was in Australia and I shared some of the things that we are doing uniquely, how other countries should learn from us. That is how we should be. So, idea is that whatever we discuss today, we should be mindful of the fact that we should be the leader in the world for whatever we do. And we have taken some of the most innovative steps in the world. And so please keep on doing this. From our side, you correctly said that, this penalty was a big challenge. How do we reform our penalty structure? So, it started in January, if I remember. It's not very far off. January of this year, there was a conference in Delhi where brokers presented their point that there is multiple penalties, the use of the term penalty, and rationalization of penalty. That is how the concept was taken note of. And then the ISF has played a very, very important part. I think Gupta ji, Anup ji, Gupta ji took all those names, and Sherpa Uttam Bagdi has played a very important part because, whenever we discuss these challenging topics, there will be divergent views. How to converge those divergent views? It is important that there is somebody who is leading from thinking about all the interest. There are 3 different interests on the table. There is a regulatory interest, there is MII interest, and there is brokers interest. To bring all those 3 interests together, I think all of you have played an important part. Uttam has played a very important part. And some of the people who were directly associated on this project, like Shiv, I remember, and Mansukhani and Gandhiji, all those people, they have really worked very hard to bring this on the table. Gupta ji rightly said there would still be some points which would need to be reconsidered in the future. That will always be there. You know, when you have more than 200 penalties, it is not necessary that all of us would agree on it. But whatever has been agreed upon is a fantastic initiative. And I remember 6 months back, we have this like biannually meeting we do with MIIs. Regulator does it with MIIs. 6 months back, it was at Banaras. And there we took the resolve that this is our priority project, penalty. तो गंगा माँ के आशीर्वाद से 6 महीने में हमने ये डिलीवर कर दिया है. अब अगले 6 महीने में क्या होने वाला है, वही मीटिंग के लिए मैं अभी मदुराई और रामेश्वरम जा रहा हूँ. तो शिवजी क्या चाहते हैं वो अगले 6 महीने के लिए वो वहाँ जाके मालूम पड़ेगा. But the ISF is a fantastic initiative, I can tell you. Anup ji rightly said that amongst several ISF formed within SEBI, this is one ISF who has delivered results continuously without fail. You know, when it got started, obviously there were differences because everybody was talking about their own interests. Brokers were talking about their own interests. MIIs were talking about their own interests. SEBI was thinking about its regulatory interest. But then everybody realized after some time that if we want to make it successful, we have to look at common interest. And which Anup ji correctly said that common interest is growth of the capital market. The moment that realization came, we started talking in the same language. And that is the real success story. And I can tell you, you know, I am from a shorter, less known I am. Uttam Bagdi is from a better known I am. So I'm sure this ISF, how it has worked, will be a case study in all the IMs. So this is, you know, something to be proud of. And I'm sure that there are many more projects which are going on in ISF. Most of them have been completed, but challenges will keep on emerging. The immediate challenge is algo trading. We have discussed that how to make it operational. There are some operational issues involved, but ultimately we have to cross that bridge as well, because that is the future. Algorithm trading is going to be the future use of technology, and how do brokers adopt themselves for that algo future? We have given timeline till December, and hopefully that we will sort out everything by then. What I foresee also, I feel that brokers will also play a very important role in commodity market. Chairman wants to revive commodity market and make it more liquid, and there are certain issues where we feel that brokers can play a very important role. Due to constitutional limitation, there are challenges. We cannot do spot transaction in commodity market because that is under the jurisdiction of state government. But farmers want money immediately, right? So for them, that is more important. You know, they cannot probably wait for the future settlement. Can brokers play an important role as a mediator there? So that is something to be thought about. And probably when you reorient yourself, you can see that suddenly that brokers would be playing a very important role in reviving commodity market. That is one thing which I can foresee. Another thing which I can foresee for you guys are, Chairman has said that we want to go all the places in India, tier 2 city, tier 3 cities. If you see the survey which was conducted by SEBI recently, it said only 9% households are investing. Imagine, this is the business you are doing with only 9% household investing. But 22% household have interest in capital market. That means there is so much target audience, target client for people who can invest in capital market in future, which can take capital market to a great height. would benefit all of you, would benefit the Indian economy. How do we do it? Chairman has said that we are going to open office everywhere. I think brokers will once again play a very important role to get those new investors into the capital market. And there also, there is a very, very important role that you all will play. You all will also play a very important role in SEBI versus scam, because you have a direct contact with investors. So whatever investor awareness initiative that we are taking, whatever scam awareness initiative that we are taking, you all will play a very important role. See, when we are trying to increase this 9% to 22%, it is important that these people don't fall prey to scam. And there, your role will also be very important. As you know, from 1st October, we have started a new initiative of valid UPI address. You all will be having a valid UPI address. Please take valid UPI address and make it known to all investors that make payment through valid UPI address only. SEBI will also initiate marketing campaign, advertisement campaign to make investors aware that if you want your money to be safe, make payment to market registered intermediaries only through valid UPI address. I think this will play a very important role. You must have seen how scams are taking place. Even professionals are losing their money. Senior citizens are losing their pension money, their retirement money to these fraud apps. So this was the biggest challenge before the government, before SEBI, and very happy that SEBI has come out with this initiative. With all of your help, I think we will be able to overcome this challenge of fraud apps and all. In the meantime, we are also working with social media platform that in their app store, can they put a tick mark onto registered brokers app. So Google has agreed, and probably in a month or two, we can see that also, that when you open the app store, you will find that if you are registered brokers, which you are, then your app will have a tick mark, which will once again help investor to know which is the right app and which is the fake app. So these are the initiatives we are taking, to protect investors' interest, because we have to make our capital market more inclusive. We have to get more and more people into our capital market, and we have to, if we have to become a developed country by 2047, that we aim to, our capital market has to play a very important role, and you guys would be the backbone of that capital market. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sir, may I ask you to hold on for a minute? Yes. May I request Anup ji to hand over token of our love and appreciation to Varshney ji, and I will also request members of the steering committee to come forward for a quick group photograph with sir. So Varshney ji, we take your point that henceforth we will be and remain the trendsetter of capital markets globally. Big round of applause. Despite his busy schedule, addressing us with his warm words, and we hope and pray Mahakal and Rameshwaram K. Shivji blesses us with more goodies and more gifts the next time around that you are here. Please see him off with a round of applause, please. Moving on with our program, we now have Mr. Vijay Chandok ji, who is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of NSDL. A brief introduction about Vijay ji. He is the Managing Director and CEO of NSDL since November 24. Prior to this, he was with the ICICI Group for 3 decades. At ICICI Group, he was MD and CEO of ICICI Securities. So in a manner of speaking, he is also a fellow broker at heart. At present, he is also co-chair of Capital Market Committee of FICCI. He holds a master's degree from the Mumbai of University in Management Studies from Narsi Munji Institute of Management Studies. Also holds a bachelor's degree in Mechanical Engineering from Indian Institute of Technology, Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. Varanasi figures once again. So with this, over to you, Vijay ji.
Thank you. So the SEBI chair has just left after SEBI WTM has just left after a very inspiring speech. I'm sure all of you are very invigorated. Shri Anup Gupta ji, Chairman BBF, Brokers Forum, all the office bearers, board members of BBF. I think we also have some members from media, lots of our colleagues, friends from the broking community. Delighted to see you all here. I'm getting an opportunity to meet all of you in such large numbers. I'm truly thrilled. And all the ladies and gentlemen who've taken the effort to come for this wonderful event and occasion. A very good morning to you, and let me start by wishing you all a very happy Diwali in advance. I think the celebrations have started in the right spirit and earnestness. Let me also extend a really heartfelt thanks for giving me a slot to speak to all of you this morning. Again, the whole explanation was done in the earlier session, so I don't want to repeat it, but I also had some busy schedule later in the day. So thank you for accommodating that. And let me also congratulate the BBF for, this in some sense a pioneering effort. I went through the agenda for the day and I thought you're going to have some very, very insightful, very interesting sessions. Lots of eminent personalities are coming. So it's going to be a great day ending with the dinner and gala fun time. So looking forward to an exciting day. The topic for today, which I thought is pretty interesting, reimagining India's financial future, policy, innovation and alignment. I think in a way it serves as a timely and an insightful compass for all of us as we navigate to the next phase of our growth. As I look into the future, I thought it's important to look at the present, where we stand today. We all know today India has crossed $4 trillion in terms of GDP. We are a powerhouse and we are growing. We are inevitably poised to become the third largest economy in the next few years, 3 years, 4 years. You can argue depending on how we grow, but it's round the corner. When you look at the Indian capital markets, all of us who are a part of, also a beneficiary of, today the capitalization of the Indian capital market stands at something which is at about $5.3 trillion. What is interesting is today it's already something like 1.45 times GDP. And this is growing. Do you know in the last 6 months or 7 months, from let's say March till now, how much it has added in terms of market cap, despite the market being somewhat sideways, lukewarm, whatever you may call it? It's about $1 trillion. So the pace of growth is happening. A lot of IPOs are coming. I think that's what is adding to the story. We are used to looking at a certain segment. It's probably not showing that kind of a increase, but there's a lot happening below the surface. So go beyond the obvious and get below the surface. So a lot of exciting things is happening. And if you were to project the next few years, next 3-4 years, as we think about the future standing from where we are today, I think it's inevitable that this is going to very conservatively cross $7.5 trillion in the next 3 years or so. Why do we say this? What's giving us this confidence? I think it's independent on 4 fundamental pillars to my mind. एक तो इंडिया का strong macro fundamentals. I think without any doubt, whether you look at the fiscal numbers, whether you look at the way inflation is moving, the way our monetary stance is managed, the affairs locally, all macro, trade deficit, all of them are looking pretty healthy. The second factor clearly is our demographics, young population consuming, and Gupta ji just mentioned that we've unleashed a GST wave of consumption. You can see that there was a talk from the Mercedes-Benz, I think CEO, he mentioned that he's been selling so many cars in matter of minutes and so on and so forth. So people are buying Mercedes-Benz the way they've never bought before. Televisions are flying off the shelf. There's actually a shortage of all these white goods in the store. So consumption is expanding, and hopefully we will see all this translate into greater numbers as we look at the second half of this fiscal. I think clearly we've also, the third fundamental pillar is the underpinned around the government policies. It's clearly very progressive. Structural reforms are around the anvil. A lot of things are happening there. So the structural reforms is the third pillar. And the fourth pillar is robust investment that is taking place in the economy. We've just inaugurated the NMIA. That's going to trigger its spate of economic momentum. So many roads are getting constructed. You can see in Bombay itself what all infrastructure development is happening. So infrastructure spend that is happening across the country in form of investments from the government, the money flow that's coming from the government, massive amounts, 11 lakh odd crore per year. Massive amounts of FDI. We are probably not counting that as much as we should. And some trickles from the private sector, which hopefully will start growing more and more as demand picks up, as capacity utilizations improve. So clearly, these are the four pillars to my mind, which is giving you a fundamental layer on which India is growing. And all this is great news for markets. All these are great news for your life, our life. However, as we think about this future, it is important that we remain vigilant. Because what can derail this? What can go wrong? To my mind, it is the systemic risk that can create instability in this financial ecosystem. And I think SEBI has been doing a lot, and I'll talk a little bit about what they've been doing, and what we are hearing them as we are projecting the future. This whole stuff is coming because of too much of interconnectedness. We are all connected. Sir spoke about the digital. We have become like tech companies. We are all connected with each other today, and we are as strong as the weakest person in the link. So it's no longer, the systemic risks are no longer coming from what we have seen in the past. हमने जो देखा था वो liquidity risk हो गया था एक ज़माने में, या credit risk का issues आ गए थे banking system में, that derailed the economy. I think the new forms of risks that are coming are cyber security, concentration risks, technological dependencies, and AI that is coming as a big force to reckon with in businesses, slowly but I think surely. The model risks, we spoke about the algos, which is around the corner after we get the Shivji's blessings. I think that will be the next thing out. So the model risks associated with algos, AI that is getting used. I think all of these are issues that one will have to be contending with. How do you deal with this? I think investing a lot in resilience, transparency, solid coordination. We've seen some of the launches that we've done required solid coordination amongst people because of the interdependencies. Robust stress testing, a lot of amount and efforts towards stress testing. Real-time monitoring, it's not about monitoring in batches but on an ongoing, continuous basis. Proactive governance frameworks. All of these are going to become more and more important. It's only then we can ensure that we have a sustainable, inclusive and a resilient growth. So while the growth that I spoke about is all good and fine and underpinned by fundamentals, there are also these systemic risks which we should not be ignoring. Now, what is the role that NSDL has been playing? And since I have all of you here, I'm going to take a little bit of liberty to talk about what we have been doing at NSDL under, of course, the aegis of SEBI. I think in the last few recent past, let me just focus on the recent past, we've spent a lot first on upgrading technology in a very, very big way. And we are in a journey of upgrading. You will see that we will leave no stone unturned in upgrading technology. Capacity enhancement, cyber security, better experience. One of the biggest things we've been driving is customer experience. When I say customer, all of you who are brokers are our customers. And of course, the end customer is also in a way our customer. We want to ensure that his life, your life becomes much easier. You really enjoy dealing with us, and I hope you started seeing the change. And I can commit to you that we will drive this very, very hard. Whether it is the DPs, we don't have any FPIs here, I think, but even FPIs, we are a large player with the FPIs. We are doing a lot of things to ease their life as well. We've done a lot of things to address systemic risks. I'm sure all of you know, but I'll just spell out. It's always good to recap when have a gathering like this. While we've been doing what we've been doing around customer experience, customer service, improving culture around that, improving technology, we've also done this migration to common contract notes. This is more relevant for FPIs. This has happened as recent as June. It was a big change. It was a big change. Smoothly ho gaya. No issues. I think that in a way is a vote of confidence that we are moving into doing big changes without leading to market disruptions. Then the T+0 settlement, sir spoke about being trend setter and not just alignment with global. I happened to be in some of these sessions overseas, Frankfurt and Almaty recently, and there were a lot of custodians in these meetings. And we spoke about what we are doing, what is latest in Indian market. And one of the things that has really caught the attention is this India's accelerated settlement program. हम तो today we take it for granted. T+1 तो एकदम granted हो गया. अभी most part of the world is still in T+2. They are still talking about going to T+1 after 2 years, end of 27 or so. So this T+0 that we have done, I think, is something which is pretty unique. Very few markets have got T+0. I think China is the only one. Otherwise, most of the markets are still T+2 or T+1. US has just moved recently. Then the direct payout system, that's the third change that we have done, which is clearly ensuring that systemic risk, ease of business, improving investor protection, that's clearly a move in that direction. Abhi recently at the hands of the chairman of SEBI, we had introduced this proxy advisory recommendation in e-voting. So ye proxy advisory recommendation was earlier available only to institutional investors. So now jo bhi e-voting karna hai, your investors can actually go to our app, see the recommendation of the proxy advisory, either vote as per that, or you can still read it and then overrule it and do the way you want to do it. हमने एक ब्लॉकचेन का एक टेक्नोलॉजी भी यूज़ किया है, और I don't know if all of you are aware, we have launched something called the covenant monitoring platform, because we are looking beyond. As India is growing, we have to look beyond equities, look at a more broad basing of investment opportunities, and we've created a security and a covenant monitoring platform based on a distributed ledger technology, which is for monitoring covenants. Today, we have a 95% market share in the debt capital markets. 5,000 plus covenant compliances, 600 plus issuers, 11 debenture trustees, all of them are already onboarded on this platform, and it's growing very fast. You will start seeing the debt markets also at some stage as India grows, starting to form a meaningful part. Sir spoke about commodities. I think debt will also be another thing that will happen. And lastly, the thing that we focused on is massive investment in technology. We more than doubled our spend towards technology, and this year we are going to double it even from there. So customer experience comes first for me. So as we look ahead, there are three pillars that we will focus on at NSDL, and in some sense, we spoke about this in the earlier sessions as well. Domestic inclusion, it's a big requirement. We need more and more investors into the market. Complete alignment with SEBI and the MI ecosystem. That's the second priority, and building resilience for the future so that you're able to handle the emerging risks and fortifying technological shifts. So as technology shifts are happening, you're able to manage affairs. I think all of us will have to start thinking about being future ready from a technology viewpoint. Today, we already have crossed to 20 crore, Demat account holders. And it's a clear vote of confidence on the story of India from the retail investors. So our task really is to nurture this stability of this investor who has come, put his life savings. We have done something interesting. Again, I don't know how many of you know this, but we have launched something called the Yuva Plan. यहाँ क्या करते हैं कि 24 साल का जो भी इन्वेस्टर है उसके लिए सेटलमेंट फ्री कर दिया हमने. I don't know how many of you are knowing. It's a gateway for financial freedom for the next generation. It's free for a period of 3 years, so that we encourage more and more younger investors to come. And today, I think, if I'm not wrong, more than 20% of our, run rate is coming from this category. So it has led to a surge in business for us, and I'm sure it has led to a surge in business for you. So you should also think about taking advantage of our Yuva plan. Asset democratization front pay, I spoke about the bonds, but we've also dematerialized and brought settlement for InvITs and REITs, the debt covenant monitoring platform, so that we are bringing different types of assets for investors so that we can deepen the markets. We spoke about, investor protection, and there was a mention about SEBI versus scam. Uspe I'll just give you a little bit of update. Recently, we launched a campaign on SEBI versus scam. We called it the digital villains of India. And इसमें हमने पूरे highlight किए what are the kind of scams that people fall to. It was done in a very Bollywood style delivery. अभी भी होंगे आपको social media पे काफ़ी इसके videos. ये X पे, वो Twitter पे, it was trending number 3. For a fairly long period of time. So I think it got a very good traction with the right audience, the younger audience who are excited about the market, lekin, they are also scared. So 79 million investors, we had a count of that reached out. 8 languages में किया. So it's not just English, Hindi, it's beyond in local languages as well. So the idea is to really reach out and try to grow the market. अभी ये वर्ल्ड इन्वेस्टर वीक में वी हैव कम आउट विद कैंपेन विच इज़ इन्वेस्टर में भी सेफ्टी फर्स्ट. कॉन्सेप्ट सिंपल है. आप गाड़ी चलाते हो, स्कूटर चलाते हो, 2 व्हीलर चलाते हो, हेलमेट पहनते हो, सीट बेल्ट डालते हो. बिफोर यू इन्वेस्ट, वेयर योर हेलमेट एंड सीट बेल्ट एंड डोंट जस्ट रश एंड एक्ट ऑन अ टिप. नो मोर व्हाट्सएप. फॉलो प्रॉपर एडवाइस, डू रिसर्च एंड देन कम. The second pillar I said is aligning with regulators. One of the things that regulators, of course, is focused on several things, but one of the things I want to talk about is on ease of business. ये FPI के लिए हमारा एक onboarding process बहुत painful था, और I would still say है. It takes 6 months for an onboarding of a FPI. Can you believe it? Despite that, we have such large number of FPIs. We are crunching this very dramatically. We are trying to make it in days from 6 months. So Samir, all of you, he's sitting right here. He has worked towards launching a new portal, very simplified, transparent. At every stage, you can track where your application is, so that the customer knows, and where it is stuck, you immediately lift the problem and try and solve it. So we are expected to launch it in November, hopefully at the hands of senior official from SEBI. And that will be available in the market. It's a consolidation that is taking place between the FPI and the FVCI registration process in a single window portal. Everything is ready. We are just waiting for cutting the ribbon. So we also believe that to look at the third pillar, which is building technological resilience, it will require investments. We clearly see that one of the biggest factors is to have trust of the investors. That's the currency of financial markets, and we believe we are a custodian. We have a clearly, I spoke about continuous monitoring. So we have a 24/7 securities operation center which looks at risks all the time. We have, as I said, increased our more than doubled investment in technology, cyber security पे focus है, customer experience पे focus है, capacity building पे focus है, automation पे focus है. These are the 4 themes we are focusing on. And as we again finally end by looking at the future, I also believe that digital assets आने वाले हैं, apart from all the assets that we spoke about, and in a way, उसका एक glimpse is already available. Recently, RBI ने deposit tokenization using CBDC का वो pilot किया था, and I think we are in some sense getting associated with that. So it's a matter of time before sooner or later, I think inevitable, tokenized assets, digital assets are going to come into the market. Gold could be possibly one of them, silver, gold, all of these. It's waiting to happen. How fast, I don't know. So friends, our journey of growth is going to be very exciting. It's one of continuous transformation, use of technology, and let's not forget, basic ingredient is going to be trust. NSDL from digitizing paper into shares 30 years ago. Today we do enablement of sophisticated flows. We are committed to continuously investing in technology, innovating customer service. And the message to every stakeholder, whether it is domestic or global, is very clear. I think India offers a rare combination of scale, stability, and better returns. Technology is secure. Rules are clear, thanks to SEBI, thanks to RBI, and the opportunity is immense. So let us collectively renew our commitment to build our financial future with domestic inclusion, more and more investors, global leadership, and future resilience. I'll end once again by thanking Anup ji for inviting me for this discussion with all of you and a meeting with all of you. Once again, I'd like to wish you all a very, very happy Diwali, upcoming New Year. हम सबका ये आने वाला वर्ष बहुत शुभ हो. Thank you very much and all the best for a wonderful session and gala evening dinner. Thank you.
May I request Anup ji to do the honors, and once again requesting the steering committee to join for a group photo with sir. Sir, thank you very much for your inspiring words, and trust is very important, and we look forward to a very exciting future. Another round of applause for the guest, and we now have a 15-minute break for tea, coffee. It's only a 15-minute break, so please get your tea, coffee, or whatever that gets you pepped up on your tables before we begin the next session sharp at 12. Thank you very much.